Welcome. This is episode 5 of Fancy Bros. This episode is entitled Rise of the Underdog. And joining me today is Richie. Welcome, Richie.
How you doing, mate?
Yeah, good man. All good. You are loaded with stats for me today, I think.
A bit of prep work today, based on players that I personally didn't figure were going to have too big an impact, but they're making a step up. So let's see if you can guess any of the ones that I've picked out.
Yeah, I reckon I can name a few. Before we get there, though, see the Blue Jay shirt again behind, so tied at 3-3.
Tied 3-3, yeah. I was up until about 3 o'clock this morning. A fascinating game, but didn't go our way. So it's all or nothing this evening.
You've got another bite of the cherry this evening, though, right?
Got one more go at it, but sadly, so have the Dodgers. So we'll see. We'll see.
Home court advantage, though, as they say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
so
nice.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, no DC today. He is on some international travel, work commitments, which is all good. I'm just repping the Supersonics. There it is in the background. I thought it was time to get some classic gear out. There they are. Sean Kemp.
Love the retro. The retro.
Okay, so today's show, we're going to do some fancy basketball stuff. We're going to do some fancy football stuff. Come at you with a few stats from either of those. I think we'll head straight into it, shall we? Fancy basketball. Yeah. Let's start. So, showing you any second now. Here is week 2 matchups. But before we get into the matchups, let's just take a look at the standings. So that's how we currently stand. Martinez sitting pretty at the top.
Yeah, I had a solid first week. You referenced it on last week's show where my stars came out to play, and they certainly did that. Zion's tailed off a little bit this week, but yeah, Giannis and Wemby both did the job for me last week, so I managed to get the victory over you.
Yeah,
and with the highest point total of the week as well, so happy with that.
Huge as well, mate. Huge. Only the Digglers got anywhere near you on that week, so yeah. I
don't know the game comparison between myself and the Digglers, but I've got a sneaky feeling I would have been a lot of games less than them as well. So it was a very strong start.
Yeah, frightening first week. Just looking at those matchups, so Digglers coming above their projection at 15, just under 1,500, amazing. And then look at that final matchup. So the Dubs, so that's Ben's Dubs team versus Matt's Big Emus. Ben sneaking out a win when his roster is like wafer.
Yeah, well, he's on the massive rebuild because he basically sold everything, including his grandma. But he's managed to pick up a win in week 1. How many of those he'll get over the course of the season, we'll see.
Yeah.
But hey, it's nice to get a win under his belt early doors. So good luck to him.
Absolutely, absolutely. Obviously, reigning champions, Neen Stars, narrow victory over Jordan Rules. I think that's quite impressive.
I thought Jordan Rules would win that one, to be honest, looking at the rosters. But as I say, I think DC, and I'll give him some credit, I think he's picked up some decent waivers, and that will probably appear later in the show. I think that's a very good win, actually.
Yeah, me too. Especially when you look at kind of DC's original projection at 1172. So he's come in 150 points over. So he's probably out GM'd Jordan Rules there, I reckon.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. I would agree. That was the first week's matchup for the Red Dot League. That brought us to these standings. So Raptors, Digglers, rolling on Dubs and Knee Stars top, the top 4. And then we've got our 8 losers there. Let's see if we can change it around this week. So let's project forward. So Red Dot League week 2. This is our current game week. What's standing out for you there, mate?
Again, looking at the projection for me, let's talk about me to begin with. Again, it's the highest projection of the week. I've had Giannis out for a game. I've had Zion out for a game. I've had Mitchell out for a game. And yet, the prediction is still strong. So it's funny because DC's been playing a very clever game this week, and he's not been setting his lineups
Yeah.
until the day. So I was never quite sure where his projected total was, and
Yes.
I figured I'd just set mine for the week. I've been jigging around with players using the IL a little bit,
Yeah.
but I think now he's got a couple of injuries, or Collie has been sent down,
Yes.
who he was expecting to play. Monk is out for personal reasons on Saturday, so
Yeah.
I think the games are pretty similar now. So I should be able to see that one home with the players that I've got available, and I've got I think it's about a 3 game advantage on Sunday when
Yes.
push comes to shove. So I'm hoping to see that one over the line, to be honest.
Yes. So in terms of games, look, you've got 15 games as opposed to his 13 games.
Yeah,
So you've got a bit of a buffer there as well. The
yeah.
projection
As
has
I
you
say,
projection has you winning by 150 points.
yeah.
Um,
This is the first point in the week where I've been ahead.
yes.
So he had a few stockpiled at the beginning of the week, but used
Yeah.
all of his 3 ads quite early. So I was
Okay.
always aware that he didn't have anything more to give in terms of trying to find extra games.
Yes.
I used mine last night
Yeah.
to get a lad from Boston to give me a couple of extras.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, as I
Uh,
say, I think I'll be able to see it over the line. So again, I've got Giannis and Donovan Mitchell down the bottom there in the IL spots, but I might try and sneak Giannis obviously back into the lineup. Who I drop's going to be an interesting one.
yeah. Who do you think you will drop?
Um, I mean, it will probably end up being the lad from Boston there in the centre
Yeah.
role. I'm not gonna pretend I can pronounce that name, but yeah, he's the likely one to go.
Yes.
Even though, as I say, essentially I'll be trading a game for a game. That's why I brought him in, because he had last night and this evening.
Yeah.
But there are other players that I don't want to get rid of,
Yes.
who
Yeah. Yeah.
you might think actually they would be the one, but
Yeah.
as I say, if Giannis is fit and ready to go, then he'll come back into the lineup.
Yeah. DC needing a big night from Sengun and Bankero tonight.
Yeah,
But look at that, as you said, Malik Monk's already listed out. Collie is on the injured on the IL. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he can get back to
he's got to get a lead by the end of this evening if he's going to have any chance.
100%. Yeah,
So
100%. Yeah, no, definitely. Okay. I'm trying to eke out, so there's Airwave. I'm trying to eke out a win versus Matt, and I've not done very well this week. My projection was up in, I don't know, was a lot, well, was quite high, and the lead that I've got over him is just dwindling each night.
yeah,
I've just,
yeah.
I thought I'd be good enough to get a win if I click into this.
Considering you're 15 points ahead in actual points, you know,
Yeah,
true points, the
yeah,
projection looks quite good, and you've got 130. It's just the volume of games, I guess, is what's
yeah.
killing Matt really.
Yeah, quite. So I've got 15 remaining. He's got 11. I'm not sure how many more moves he's got, but kind of struggling again. A lot of players not turning up. So when we look at fantasy surprises and letdowns, I've got a few from my squad that are going to
Yeah, well,
be
you might figure in both of the lists that I have. So
I've definitely got a few. I
yeah,
need these guys here. I need Fox,
yeah.
Williams. I need to get them fit pretty
Well,
quickly.
Williams has had another setback,
Yeah,
so he's out for another extent. I think it's only a few weeks, but again, it's
yeah.
when you've only got so many weeks in the season, every week counts, doesn't it?
Yeah, quite.
So
And that's 2 weeks off. So tricky. So just looking through his, just highlighting one there, Keontae George. He might figure
yeah,
on your fantasy surprises list, I'm sure.
right.
So yeah, good. Okay, so those are those current matchups. If I go back to league, just show you the standings again. So Raptors get a win, you'd go 2-0. I think you'd be pretty hard pushed to relinquish that for the time being. Looking at
Yeah,
that final column there, look at that moves. So Raptors
mm,
13 moves, Neen Stars 14. So
yeah.
you two are definitely pulling out the moves.
Both of us like to use the IL spots
Yeah.
as and when. And again, I've been trying to settle on a squad. There are a few players. and I referenced them the last time I was on, who I was hoping were going to be my kind of breakout players.
Yeah,
None of them have really done it, to be honest,
yeah, yeah,
as of yet. But I'm in the, I guess, a luxury position of being able to wait and see for a little bit longer. I'm in no desperate need to shift them on because I'm still
yeah,
projecting to win, win weeks.
yes, yeah,
So,
yeah.
so there's still time.
Yeah. No, fair enough. All good. Right, let's move it on from Red Dot League matchups. Let's move it on to fancy surprises and letdowns. So I've just got on
Mm,
the screen here for you just a
yeah,
player list, current form. You've got games played, and then yeah, average fan
yeah.
points. So yeah, talk me through your
So
initial
a big
thoughts.
one for me is always season average because you
Yeah,
can be misled by totals. But season average, and again, ever since we've been playing this, the benchmark has always been kind of 40 points, hasn't it? You want
yes,
your player to be averaging 40.
yeah,
You're going to have some 30, 30s to 40s,
yeah,
but 40 is the magic number. And I was looking through the list, and there are two that are on that page where you are right now.
yeah,
Tyrese Maxey,
yeah,
who is on the Emus, and he was a hold from Matt. But last season he was averaging 46 points. And I know it's very early in the year, and obviously the 76ers have got their issues, but
yeah,
Max is averaging 63 at the moment.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh, so he's almost becoming the go-to guy as far as the 76ers are concerned.
yeah.
So he's one that I've been really impressed with so far this season. And the guy below is one of your own, which is Austin Reeves.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, so you drafted him in the 8th round. So the fact that so many of us passed on him and he
Yeah,
managed to slip down to that spot, and even last season he was averaging 38, which I hadn't appeared on my radar.
yes.
And now he's averaging 58. It's a 20-point increase in terms of his average. His average
Yeah, yeah,
output.
yeah.
And
And
here's a nice little stat for you. He's the
go on.
sixth player to average 30 points per game and 10 assists per game in the first 5 games of a season. The
Wow.
sixth player ever. And
Yeah,
the other players on that list are Oscar Robertson, Tiny Archibald, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and Nikola Jokic. So
Jokic.
it's not a
Yeah,
bad list to be a part of, is it? Over,
yeah.
over
That is a
over the
pretty
first five
powerful.
games of the season.
That is a powerful start. The other
That is
impressive thing, of course, is he's playing next to Luca, who currently
yeah,
leads the season average. I mean, so to
yeah.
play next to Luca, who's very ball dominant and still
Absolutely. The
put
only
those
thing,
numbers
obviously,
is
obviously when LeBron gets back, and
yeah,
then it will really be the test because obviously Luca and LeBron will
yeah,
both
yeah,
want their slice of the pie. So we'll see what happens. But for the time being, he's absolutely
yeah,
flying.
yeah,
Other
yeah.
players
But
that
hold on,
I've got
before we
him.
carry on, then. So
Mm,
from a GM perspective, I'll be looking at trading him before LeBron gets back.
well, quite possibly, yeah. If you can, as I said,
He's got to go,
again,
isn't it?
people talk about selling high and buying low. He's
Yeah, yeah,
definitely, if you can get something for him from somebody, then absolutely right.
yeah.
Other
I'll
players
just
on the list.
go on.
So coming in at 22nd at the
That's
moment in terms of average,
yeah,
Keontae George, who Matt picked up
yes,
on waivers from Utah, and
yeah, yeah,
obviously expecting Utah to be tanking, but he averaged 31.83 last year, and he's up at 44.6 this year.
yes,
So again, making a nice stride alongside Markkinen, and they seem to be the two as far as Utah are concerned.
yeah,
And then slightly further down, at 27,
yeah.
you've got Drew Holiday, who again,
Yeah, yeah,
he was a waiver pickup. He wasn't even drafted by anybody.
yes,
Um, but DC's picked him up.
yeah,
20 again. I didn't think he would be great in terms of point scoring at Portland. Averaged 26 last year.
yeah.
Obviously, different team last year, but he's up at 43
Mm-mm.
now. And then one for you, or another one for you, is Sarr, Alex Sarr
Yes,
at Washington,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
who's also made a jump from 29 up to 42.
yeah,
Yeah, as I say, they're players that I had an inkling on Sarr and was
yeah,
quite keen to get him on my roster. But again, you've picked him up in the 11th round, which I think was one of your last picks.
yeah,
It
yeah.
might even
Quite.
have been your last, thinking about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the guys that I've picked out. With one more
Go on.
being a waiver wire guy that I've picked up at 47.
Yes.
Where is he? Rollins.
Hold on. Let me find him.
So, so Rollins is currently playing point guard for the Bucks,
Yes.
and I've picked him up on a waiver. And he was averaging, what was he averaging? 14 last season.
Yeah.
And I think he's flipped around from various teams. So he was 14 last season up to 37.
Yeah.
But here's a nice little tidbit for you. In
Got.
January of 2024, he was arrested for shoplifting. And in October 2025, he had 32 points and 8 assists, leading the Bucks to a win without Giannis. It's
Yeah.
not a bad turnaround in a year and a half.
Richie, that is not a bad turnaround at all, is it? And I
So
mean,
yeah, so as
I
I say,
laughed when
those
you
are my
said
others.
shoplifting. I laughed when
Those
you
are
said,
my kind of on the rise. There's one more, just
go
a
on.
quick mention. Keyshawn George for DC
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Washington front.
Where was he? Here he is.
My only concern with him was the fact that Koulibaly was out, and when
Yes.
Koulibaly came back in, what would happen?
Yeah.
And so that first game has been and gone. Koulibaly got 16 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks in 24 minutes, and slotted back in seamlessly for Washington.
Yes.
But George did all right, 12 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. So it didn't affect him drastically.
Yeah. Yeah.
So hopefully between George, Sarr and Koulibaly,
Yeah.
Washington could actually be okay.
Yeah. Quite.
But we'll wait and see.
Yeah. Quick highlight here for rookie. Look at that
Yeah,
VJ Edgecombe. Uh,
absolutely. He's
I
looking like
mean,
the standout rookie at the moment.
yeah, he's obviously outperforming Cooper Flag at the moment.
Yeah,
That's pretty impressive. When you
yeah,
go
very
back to
impressive.
those Washington boys, so
Mm,
Koulibaly and Kai-Sean George, I remember Dunk saying he was going to have both of them just to have both ends covered. He was just going
yeah,
to have, but obviously BJ's nipped in there and picked off Koulibaly. Um,
maybe DC will go for the trade option.
yes,
He's always
yeah,
trying to
quite.
wangle some sort of deal.
Yeah, that Drew Holiday pick. Back to your point, I don't think any of us saw that coming, did we?
No, no one saw that coming.
Yeah,
And as I say, he was picked up on a waiver wire as well. So
yeah,
smart pickup.
yeah. Looking back at the magic 40-point mark, look at all these players above.
Yeah,
So this is the top 25. They're all above 40 points. I don't
yeah.
remember previous seasons having that many players above 40 points.
No, I mean
Um,
obviously it's still early, and we've kind of tweaked our own point
yeah,
scoring to a degree, haven't we? But
yeah, yeah.
nothing major.
No.
Um, I mean, what's outstanding is the fact that you've got three who are all
Mhm.
4 or 5 games in who are above the 70 mark. I mean
Yeah,
that's just phenomenal.
yeah. And what's even
You
more concerning is you've got two of them.
well, yeah, that's true. I was literally watching Wemby's points live the other night,
Yeah,
and was looking at it in the first quarter, and
yeah,
I think he was on about 9 points or
yes,
something stupid, like
yeah.
after the first quarter, and I thought, oh, here we go. And then he's rocked up to 70 odd or whatever he finished the game with, and it was, oh right, okay, he was obviously just having a quarter off, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Looking at his stats
absolute
there.
machines.
Look at that. Looking at his stats. So points, he's averaging above 30 points.
Yeah,
Defensive rebounds, 12.8. His
yeah,
assist is nearly 4 assists a game. Blocks, nearly 5 blocks a game. Just phenomenal stats. Phenomenal
yeah,
stats.
very much so.
Mm. Okay. So let's just.
In terms of the other way,
Yes. Oh, yeah. Go
play,
on.
players of concern.
Yeah.
Desmond Bain, who DC's got, who was
Yeah.
averaging 38 last year and is on 26 this year.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want me to,
Rudy Gobert, who
let,
Matt's
let,
got on the Emus, who was
let me
34 last year and is down to 23.
hold on. Let me just show the viewers Desmond Bain. Let me
Yeah,
find him. Where is he? Um,
keeps scrolling up. He was right near
there
the
he
top.
is.
There you
There he
go.
is. Yeah. So yeah, he was a trade for DC, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Um,
And you can understand why DC took him because obviously he's got to have two Magic players on his
yeah.
roster without
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
his designated home team.
Yeah.
But in terms of output from Bain
Low.
this year, it's not been great. He's not got above 30 points in a
Yeah.
single game
Low
on
figures.
the fantasy side. So that's got to
Yeah.
be a concern.
Who else did you list?
Rudy Gobert, who's on Matt's team. Um,
Yeah, I just saw that. For such a big guy with such ability to rebound,
yeah,
and then not and only score as many points as he does, it's frightening, isn't it?
yeah. So again, average 34 last year, and he's currently
Yeah,
at 23.
yeah, and
Um,
look at those performances. He only had one over 23 points.
yeah,
So that's
exactly. And that was a big rebounding day for him. But outside of that, they've all been in the 20s.
yeah, that's pretty
On
scary.
the other side of that, Julius Randle has started off pretty well for Minnesota, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
that's where all maybe that's where
Yeah.
all the points are going.
I mean, yeah,
Um,
Julius, look at that. Julius
yeah,
above 40 every game. That's impressive.
but but he's got that in him. He
Yeah,
had
yeah,
that ability when he was at the Knicks, didn't he,
yeah,
to
of
get
course.
decent points.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
never going to be a 50s, 60s guy average, I don't think, but he's certainly capable in the 40s.
Yeah, well, he's a bit of a bulldozer, isn't he? You get him going downhill in favourable conditions, he can score. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
who else is on your list?
Others that I've got on the radar, Dyson Daniels, although he had a better night the other night,
Yeah,
who's on the Digglers.
yes.
Um,
Anyone else?
Simmons, Simmons on the tiny temper on the temper Tatum. Sorry.
Yeah.
So again, and where's
Uh,
Simmons? There he is.
yeah.
So obviously he's moved, so the circumstances have changed.
Yes.
But again, only one above the 30s this time
Mm, mm,
around,
mm.
where he was averaging 32
Yeah.
per game last season. And the
Yes.
final one,
Go
I'm
on.
afraid, is on your squad, my
Yeah,
friend.
I knew it. Go on.
The Triple J.
Yeah. I mean, just disappointing. Like, oh,
Yeah,
so disappointing. Let me find him.
I mean Memphis have been bad, and
Yeah.
Ja Morant had a pop at the reporters.
Yeah.
Um, so all is not well, even though
Yeah.
they've actually won some games. But considering he was averaging 37 points last season, he's averaging 27 this, so a 10-point drop off.
Yeah. And that
Um,
performance
and it,
against the Lakers, look at that. He's not even got
no,
20 fan
exactly.
points. For
And again,
someone
if
of
you go on,
for someone of his size and ability, like
yeah.
that's not all right, is it?
Well, you only have to look at the rebounds. He's not reached double digits in rebounds yet.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
So as I
Um,
say, those are the ones that are on the radar. Like I said,
well,
I've got players that I hoped would be better at this point,
yes.
but I've still got time to. I've
Yeah.
still got time for them to improve. There are two other bits that aren't to
Hold
do
on,
with
hold on. Let me
ups and
let me
downs.
stop you. Let me stop
Yeah,
you. How about this for a stop falling? I mean, Josh Hart. I mean,
yeah,
last year, so this guy was literally triple double. I traded him off to DC, and look at this: in 15 minutes versus Chicago, 1.25
yeah,
fan points. Like, I mean, I know that New York, we're all over the place in terms of new offensive routines, new head coach, of course. But just really
yeah,
struggling. Josh Hart,
yeah,
multi position, triple double threat. He's just performing way below average. So
yeah. Very, very much so.
massively
Very much
disappointed
so.
with him.
As you were scrolling through the players just then on one of the squads,
Yeah,
it was just a reference point. I think DC made a comment on a week where he said about injuries, and obviously they're going to play a
yeah,
factor during the
yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah,
Already, Davis at Dallas is he's out for a couple of games. LaMelo
yes,
Ball now is it appears as though he's going to have some games off.
yeah,
So the usual candidates who go missing via injuries are already starting to appear. Zion's missed a game already.
yeah.
So we are second week in, and the usual suspects are starting to hit the IL again. So yeah,
Crazy.
nothing changes
No,
in
no.
certain ways.
Yeah, and those players are so painful, aren't they? I remember trading for Lonzo Ball in like season two and thinking, yes, I've got an absolute ripper. And he
Yeah,
barely played. Like it was
yeah,
just painful.
yeah,
All right. Love that deep dive, Richie, on the fantasy basketball. Just thinking now, should we do, I reckon we've got about 5 minutes. So should we do some fantasy football stuff?
yeah. Let's
All
do
right.
a quick one.
Yeah, let's jump in. So red dot, fantasy football. Bear with me. Here we go. So getting into our red dot. Here it is. Current standings. Quite tight, isn't it?
Yeah, very tight. Every week's a lottery,
Yeah,
as summarised really by my fixture last week.
yeah,
If you go to results, sorry.
yeah. Where are you?
So
Here we go. Yeah,
I'm
Nats.
middle fixture, and I was miles behind, looking as
Yes.
though I was heading for another defeat.
Yeah,
And then Mickey van der Ven decides he's going to be the reincarnated Harry Kane in Spurs' front line, stick 2 goals away, get a clean sheet, and basically drag the rest of my team out of the mire.
yeah.
But
And
that, I mean, that appears to be all you need these days. If you
yeah,
get one player who has a blinder and
yeah.
one other player to maybe back it up with a half decent day, and that can get you over the line.
I mean,
Because if
it's
you
no,
look at the rest of my team,
yeah. I mean, there's not a lot there. It's no exaggeration. Look, Mickey's got 23 or 46 points, literally
half
half
my
my
points for the
point.
week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I can't tell you how upset Nat was. So,
Yeah, I can. If I was him, I would have been exactly the same
so
because
Nat,
I'd genuinely written that week off
yeah, yeah,
as
yeah,
to how it was looking, and then Van der Ven sticks the first one, and you go, oh, okay, nice, but
yeah,
still nowhere, and then suddenly he sticks the next one in, and
yeah,
I'm back up to second in the table again.
yeah. No,
I'm
happy
still
days.
I'm still not happy with my team at all, to be
No,
perfectly honest. Palmer and Solanke are still on the injured list. They're going to be out until the back end of November.
yeah.
So I am essentially flying by the seat of my underwear, just
But
scraping by.
yeah. But if you get, like big contributions, sadly, I can't skip forward into your squad and see your team for this week. Any
Yeah,
transactions this week for you?
yeah. I've moved out a couple. So I've moved on
Oh, here we go.
Goodmanson.
Yeah,
Yeah. So Goodmanson I've moved on and brought. I can't remember who I brought in actually.
yeah,
It might be the lad from Fulham, Anderson from Fulham.
yeah,
And I also switched Burnley strikers.
yeah. Okay,
Even though Foster scored last week, he came off the bench, but the lad he replaced had scored 2 already.
nice.
So you've got to figure that he's going to start again.
Yes,
So
yeah, yeah,
it's just it, oh, there we go, Fleming. Oh
yeah,
no, what? Sorry, it wasn't. It Tiao from Newcastle who I
yeah.
brought into replace Goodmanson.
So
So yeah, I'm just tweaking, trying to find
yeah.
some sort of consistent point scoring.
No, fair enough.
So happy
I
with where I am in the league, but not with the team I've got.
I was dabbling with Tiao last week, but he didn't do it for me, so I binned him off. And I got an
Yeah,
absolute roasting last week. Drop into game week 9. I literally had nothing going. Look at that. I
yeah,
didn't score above 3. Um,
yeah,
and they lost the game as well. So I mean, it was
yeah.
just a poor week, just a
But
poor week
I think
overall.
I like basketball where you can kind of tell who the good teams are most weeks. You've got an
Yes.
idea. I don't think you can in fantasy football.
No.
It's
uh,
so hit and miss.
yeah.
Yeah, all
And
right.
when
Haaland's been on fire for you this year, and that's fine. And
yeah,
Semenyo for DC, I believe.
yeah, yeah.
But I go into each week going, could win this, but could lose this. Every
Quite.
week, every week's the same.
Yeah,
So
and when you look at that top, that top six are divided by 3 points.
yeah,
Um, I mean, the one standout stat for me is obviously Alex in top spot there with 438 points.
yeah,
That's considerably higher than most. So he,
absolutely.
he's obviously got a lot of players scoring a lot of points. So
Yeah, I mean, again, even if you look at Nat's point total, he was on 396, and he's
yeah,
he's 40 points ahead of me. So I'm scraping by in my
yeah,
fixtures rather than dominating weeks.
yeah, quite,
But
yeah.
hey, as long as you get 3 points at the end of the day, then
Then you
that's all that
move on.
matters. But
Yeah, quite.
having no strikers and my best midfielder missing, that is kind of
So
to be expected, really.
So that brings us on to this week's matchup, and there you
Mm,
are, you versus Alex. How you feeling?
yes, I gave him a bit of a pasting in week 1, which is
Yeah,
the last time that we met. I can't say that I'm that confident that that's going to happen this week.
yeah.
But
Um,
again, you never. This is the thing. You never know. It just
no,
needs one player to show up,
yeah,
and yeah,
yeah.
we'll see. But
There was
if I
some.
if I was putting my mortgage on it,
Yeah,
I would give the victory to Mr. Rogel. But we will
yeah.
see.
Well, yeah. Let's see. I've got an interesting one versus David. I forget where he currently is. Oh, he's just above me. That's where he is.
Yeah,
So I'm going to need to come up with something there. And Dunk, who's just below me, if I have a look at his fixture, Dunk's probably got the gimme of the weekend. So Thomas's
yeah.
Frank
I mean,
engine.
if you click into the Frank engine, we know our good friend can be hit and miss.
Yeah,
Uh, when it comes to keeping on top of these things.
yeah,
In fairness to him, if you look further down at his bench, Viss has been out for most of the year. Livramento's been out. He's
yeah,
been riddled with injuries in that team.
yeah,
And again, in this version, there's nowhere to hide. You're not going to dump off, Allison, are you? Unless you figure that he's out for the season. So
yeah,
you've
not
just
at
got to
all.
ride the injuries. You've only
Yeah,
got 3 spaces on the bench. So if
yeah,
if all of those are filled with injured players,
yeah,
and
yeah,
you get more injuries in your starting 11, then so be it. There's nothing you can do.
yeah, quite.
And I think
Absolutely.
that's been his problem. It was a note that I'd made the other day,
Yeah,
um, is that he's probably had it worst in terms of
yeah,
player availability.
yeah. Well, don't tell him that. I don't. We don't want to give him any excuses.
No, he'll find the excuses himself. He doesn't need our help.
Yeah, quite, quite. Okay. I think we'll leave it there today, shall we?
Yeah, all
Love.
good.
Yeah,
As I say, hopefully by the time we're having this conversation next week, I'll be 2-0 in the fantasy basketball, and
yeah,
well, as I say, I'm less confident on my fantasy football stuff, but
yeah,
you
yeah,
never
yeah.
know. You never
Never
know.
know. Just a quick one then. Let's just have a quick back and forth. So, as you see, I can rep in Supersonics gear.
Mm,
Let's have a quick mallet on players for Seattle. Ready?
yeah.
I'll go first. Sean Kemp,
Gary Payton,
Kendall Gill.
Detlef Schrempf.
Oh, that's a good one. Um, oh my word, I'm struggling. How many more have
Yeah,
you got?
me too. When you started this conversation, I was thinking this is going to be a short conversation.
Dale Ellis.
Yeah, quite possibly. I'm out already. As I say, you've not, it's a weak spot
Yeah.
in my in
Simple
my knowledge.
basketball trivia question then. So the franchise left Seattle and moved to
They are. Where are they now? They OKC.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We could have gone. How did I forget this? We could have gone Kevin Durant as well. He was a Sonic.
Yes, he was, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. How,
Yeah.
how did we miss that?
I was going to say, literally, we'll end this call and I'm going to go online and have a look, and there'll be name after name after name that will have gone,
Um, yeah,
should have got that one. But hey, put under pressure, because
yeah,
there was no heads up that that was coming.
not at all, not at
Um,
all. All right, buddy.
Otherwise, I'd have had a look. But
let's
no, all
let's wrap
good.
it up there today.
Yeah.
Wishing you all the best for the Blue Jays tonight.
Yeah. Come on, the Jays.
Would love you to get a win. You're off to see Spurs this afternoon, so good luck with that one.
Yeah, it would be lovely to beat Chelsea, but the reality is that, again, they are our bogey team. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
yeah, let's see what the Frank engine brings this week.
Let's see. All right, buddy. Well, thank you for today. Good luck, and I'll see you later, buddy.
Pleasure.
Cheers, mate.
See you
Bye.
next week. Bye.